Hello and welcome back to 16 Candlekeeps, the place where the 80s passed their death saves, but that hair didn't, did it, Jayquo?
No. No.
It's still living, I can see it moving.
Still alive!
I'm sorry, I'm being unnecessary.
It quivers when I get angry.
Do you have the Michael McIntyre thing where sometimes you get notes left for you saying that it doesn't need you and it's leaving?
Yes.
Anyway, hello, welcome back. Hi. It's been a fortnight. These guys dealt with some... we were chatting in the break about the fact that the Spine Devils were in 3.5 as Spinagons, I believe. And we were just chatting about the fact that I believe it was this game that brought back a lot of creatures that were not seen since 3.5, such as... It's technically not a spoiler, but when you go to Avernus, Avernus typically, or like the Nine Hells, had these creatures called the Abashi, which were essentially like sentient gargoyles around the cities of, and they were kind of like these ones that players always got told never mess with. They're really powerful, and now I've got stat blocks for them and stuff. So,
we're gonna bump into them.
I got Abashi. Anyway, not that I get excited about creatures at all. I'm a normal DM who only focuses on making sure his party have the best time, never looks at monster stat blocks and going, that one day, there's a poster of like an astral dreadnought on my wall that I sing songs from 5-4 Goes Out West to. Anyway, right, welcome back. Let's jump into this madness once more. You guys have been in Vanthampur Villa, which still seems to trigger my inability to speak. Looking around to find Duke Vanthampur, who apparently has been using her political ties to cause problems in Baldur's Gate. You have headed down this way and found that she has locked herself in her villa. Her son has explained that Fabius Krieg, High Overseer Fabius Krieg, that guy, the one who was like big kingpin of Alterel, just in case anyone spotted that one, is apparently here and has given a box to our lovely Frostwell, which is now in the possession of these guys because Frostwell, seeing an opening, left. You guys headed down into the dungeon where the boss apparently is. You were told there were two places where she might be frequenting: the treasury down the far side of the dungeon, or in the middle of the dungeon there is a shrine to Zariel, who apparently has some ties to this.
Yeah.
Yes, lovely. You came down into the room. That was the first room in the dungeon, which is kind of like the stock room, and found 3 spine devils that had been hiding in boxes awaiting any intruders as they gleefully attacked. You guys dealt with them. We finished. New episode. So we pick back up as you guys have just dealt with Spinavores, or the not Spinavores, the Spine Devils, and you are in the room. Last we saw, Tresora was currently slightly hulkish, as she had invoked her dragon mark, I think it was. But yes, we are here. What do you guys want to do?
I would like to cast Comprehend Languages so I can attempt to read what's on the box.
Cool.
I can do that.
Sure, I'll take that out my bag again.
Yep. There's a rumbling, a rushing around. You pull out like, rubber duck, a shower cap, the box.
Deck of cards.
There it is in your bag.
Don't say deck of cards randomly. Everyone knows that the random deck of cards is always the deck of many things.
Yeah.
So
No,
what's that random deck of cards?
Like just a deck of playing cards.
I know. It's something that our audience
Because she was about to invite everyone to play a game.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you guys want to take a short rest whilst I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can indeed invite everyone to a short game. It was just a joke that in every game I have put a deck of cards somewhere, and there's 2 deck of cards that are normally around. You will either find it and it'll be the deck of many things, or it'll be the deck of illusion. And the last time we had the Deck of Many Things, I think they got attacked by Grim Reapers. So not you guys, it was another game that I ran. I think that was AU. But anyway, nonsense. You are casting Comprehend Language.
we had the illusions.
Yes, you had the illusions because you used it.
That was a fun time.
Tomb Annihilation?
I loved that deck.
I think it was
Yeah,
Tomb
With
Annihilation.
Annihilation.
Hell yeah.
Tomb.
For those that want to keep a record, we're slowly ticking off the games, but I have to choose them wisely because Liam, being another DM, has read half of them, so it's not fun for him. Anyway, you cast Comprehend Languages. You're looking over the runes on the box. They appear to be the lock spell. I believe it is. There's a spell where you can. Let me just double check the exact one. Lock spell 5e. Arcane Lock. But it seems to be a heavily amended version of the Arcane Lock, where the Arcane Lock spell that you would be fairly familiar with, being a bard, although wizards are the ones that normally cast it. You are kind of a person who likes to read about every sort of thing, so you would know about the spell. It normally lasts for a fair amount of time, but this one seems to be there's no time stamp in the runes as you're reading around them. It just seems to be a continual spell, so it needs someone to either dispel the lock or would need someone to disenchant it in some way if you are going to open the box.
Okay.
Or counterspell it somehow. But yes.
Right. Are we all short rested up?
Yes.
As a reminder, short rests, you can regain some features that allow you with short rests, and you are allowed to sit down and take a hit die from your pool of hit die, roll it out, and regain that number of hit points. But then on a long rest, you gain half of your expended hit die back as you slowly kind of regain your vitality. For those that don't remember.
Thank you.
Ta-da.
Thank you.
That was for our audience as well. Lovely. So you guys take... so the rules are you always run, just in case anyone's watching this and going, or listening to this and going, hang on a minute, a short rest should be at least... I've always said that it's between half an hour to an hour, and you guys have said you wanted the shortest possible rest, so we'll say it's half an hour, just checking over your things, examining any wounds and stuff, making sure you are not leaving yourself unaware for any potential attacks coming in. But it is a quiet half an hour, nothing seems to happen. What would you like to do?
We played a nice game of cards.
Yep. Yeah. You guys played some cards.
So, obviously, the creatures that emerged from the crates were somewhat noisy. We should probably go cautiously through here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what
Can we
what way do we want to go?
Bodies.
The bodies exploded into ashes and then disintegrated.
It's just a bit messy in there now.
Nothing in the ash.
Nope. Nothing.
Can't loot the ash for anything that might be useful.
Unfortunately not.
I'm going to draw smiley faces in the piles of ash.
Of course.
As you draw through, as a reference for those that remember this, as you're starting to draw through Admiral First Class. I'm not going further into that because I'm a nerd. Anyway, there are two doors that you have in here, one to your left and one to your right. I know the answer, but I'll ask the question. Which way do you want to go?
I want to go right.
Should we go right?
Shall we go right?
Let's just mix it up.
Yeah.
Let's ruin his plans.
Let's go right.
We're going right.
This is absolute certain death, but let's go right.
Oh God, I don't know what happened.
Oh my God.
I think I lost a level of experience or something.
People are surprised.
The DM loses 10 hit points. Anyway, luckily you didn't take the left turn into the broom closet, so you take the right. You take the right and only exit out the room. You come out into a small kind of like alcove that at the far end of, it's about 10 feet or so out into, you can see a intersection that the alcove is kind of coming off of. You hear the sound of trickling water, and you are all hit by the stench of excrement.
Oh.
You were warned that you are in the sewer system. There is down here. You see that there is a green ethereal light coming from the intersection. Both ends there is light coming from either side. They don't appear to be moving. It's just. It seems to be like you can see where it's starting to fade away from the source of light, and then the other side, and there's kind of like a slightly dim lit area in the middle for the human. No, there's no human. You're half elf. Mixing my races up. So there's a dim lit in the intersection where the alcove joins, but either side there is light coming from.
Okay.
Awesome.
Didn't he say upstairs that we take a right in the storeroom, and then it would be the treasury would be on the left, and she would likely be found in the treasury? Is that right?
Yes. Storage, door with right, follow round the sewer, door to right is the treasury, and then if you go through some double doors, that's where she'll be praying if she's not in the treasury.
It was the furthest right, just so you're aware.
Furthest right.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's follow that direction then.
Let's do it.
Lovely. So you take you come out of the alcove and into the sewer system itself. There are kind of like walkways either side of the dip, so there's kind of like a natural kind of kind of like a tubular kind of fashioned indentation in the ground where you can see, where you can see the waters passing through, and either side of this are kind of like small, about 2 foot kind of like walkways either side, so you're kind of keeping to the wall a bit. At regular intervals, you can see hanging from the ceiling are green lanterns. Sorry.
I don't know why I found that funny, I just did.
I appreciate that.
These ones are really useful, and by no means get bad. There probably are some rotten tomatoes down here as well.
Probably, yeah. Nice. Clever. Anyway, so there are green lanterns hanging.
Yes, Stephen, very witty. Get on with it. Are you guys going stealthily, or are you just trying your hardest to just
Stealthily.
Stealthily.
Group stealth check for me, please.
Really hope my +8 to stealth helps with this.
+5 to stealth.
Oh, thank God. 14.
14, lovely.
19 for Jayquo.
19.
21.
21.
Okay. You were being quiet, and I was worried.
Oh, nice. We're going really well or really bad?
I haven't really... I'm gonna jinx myself now, but I haven't actually done many bad rolls with this character yet.
Why did you say it? Don't ever say it.
Because it's fine. It's my gimmick as a player. I accept this. It's fine.
Yeah.
So,
we're okay.
I
accept my fate.
you very quietly start to head down the left towards the way you've been told. As you come to the far end of this gangway, it takes a left on itself, and you can see that there is another corridor running directly down, completely lit as well. You can see just to your right here there is another kind of like alleyway going off, but you can see that it's dry in the kind of like the rivulet in the ground off this little right turn here. Along the gangway you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 doors on the right side of the wall further along, dispersed in about 50 feet or so between each door. Between about 25 feet between the third and fourth final door, there is a left turn off you can see the opening of, and just opposite the second set of doors there is a double door on the left hand side.
The double doors are what leads to the room in which she'll be praying.
The chapel, yeah.
And then the furthest one on the right is the treasury.
Yeah, I like sounds of treasury.
I like sounds of treasury. Treasury?
I don't really want to walk in on yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not polite to just bust into someone's church and start causing issues.
I don't think it's polite to bust into someone's treasury either, but
it's more polite.
It's more polite. It's more accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like swearing in church, isn't it? Just
yeah.
Done.
Swearing, setting fire to Bibles is kind of not really done. So we'll go for the treasury. If she's in there, I'm not ready for another fight so soon after the last one.
Lovely.
Please be praying. Please be praying in the chapel. Please be praying in the chapel.
So you head on down. You're very quietly walking either side of the waters, trying your hardest to get down that way. Just as a note, as you're coming past...
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting treasure.
As you are walking along, as you get closer to the double doors on your left, you overhear chanting. You will also see in the doorway, just as a description for you all, description of room 20. You see there are runes carved into the double doors themselves. I will ask, does anyone read Infernal?
No, but how long can my comprehend languages thing last for?
I don't know. How long does comprehend languages?
Just reading, 1 hour. Sweet.
Yeah, I'd say you've still got it running then, because you did it in your half-hour break.
Nice.
On the door, you read, "That which falls can rise again."
That which falls can rise again. Great. Okay.
What is dead may never die.
That which falls can rise again.
Specifically in Infernal.
Yes. Of course it's in Infernal. Why did we not pick that as a language?
I didn't want to meta the game.
Yeah. Likewise. I thought it was too on the nose to pick Infernal.
It felt appropriate for Catherine, but didn't for this one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, you have that information. You're welcome to stop and do whatever you'd like. If you don't want to and continue going along, I will continue.
Can I listen at the door?
Yes.
And see if I can actually overhear words, because my languages thing will still last.
Yeah. Make a perception check with... no, just straight perception check, because they are loud enough to be heard.
10.
10. Okay.
I mean, that sounds like a lot more pleasant, like chanting, than I thought it was going to be.
Can we go in and watch music?
No,
they're actually singing in Infernal. Go into the chapel. Oh, gonna get back.
Okay, so sorry, I didn't write this part down. You over here, as it's only through your comprehend languages that you're able to understand what they're chanting, because they are also chanting in Infernal. But you understand that they are
Needless to say, I'll repeat this to you guys.
They are praising to Zariel for her tireless effort to win the Blood War.
That doesn't sound good.
Oh, really? No. A tireless effort to win the Blood War.
Something that you are aware of is the Blood War was essentially the war between the demons and the devils. So fiends is a type of creature, but there are two subcategories of them: devils and demons. The demons frequent the abyss. The devils frequent the hells. The Blood War is kind of an acknowledged. It's kind of like we all know about World War II and stuff like that. It's a very heralded or like well researched thing that happened in the histories of Faerun, and was part of where Zariel trained the Hell Riders. I'm just pulling up information to make sure I'm saying right things here, because I don't want anyone tweeting us telling us Stephen doesn't know his history. Thanks for Gone Realms Wiki. The Blood War was essentially where the demons were trying to remove all of the devils from existence, and the angels also got involved. So Mount Olympus and the Fields of Elysium all started to try use their war to eradicate both sides, which is where Zariel then led an army into Avernus and unfortunately failed, and the history is then led on afterwards. It is said that Zariel has used her position of power to continue her plans, even though it is at the detriment of her overlord, but she still continues to try to wipe out both demons and devils.
Oh.
Okay.
Thank
you.
Anything else you'd like to do, or continue on?
Do they keep just chanting the same thing over and over again?
It seems to be kind of like, and by no means am I trying to insult anyone, but it sounds like, you know, when you're in church and they do that kind of, the sermon is being read by one person and then there's kind of like a call and response afterwards.
Yes,
the
I do.
response is the same thing, but
okay.
the call is always different lines that lead further into the praising of Zariel, and the information about the Blood War suggests that you would overhear information of how the material plane has started to pay for its sins, and each time there is a thing of "and Zariel be praised," essentially as the response.
Oh, one of those. Yeah. Okay.
Lovely.
I will reiterate this to the others quietly. Oops. Shall we ignore it and move on?
Yep. Shut up. Keep moving. So you keep moving down the corridor, and you've passed 3 doors now on your right. You get to the intersection at the left. Just as an interesting point of call, what's your marching order? Who's going first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Izzdril, and then
I don't mind going at the back.
You sure?
Oh.
Because I was about to make you a sandwich filling.
I'll be a sandwich filling.
Lovely.
Oh, cute.
Sibling sandwich filling. Yeah.
Lovely. So you guys are coming down. Izzdril, you're leading. As you get to the corner, there is a moment where you kind of the hairs on the back of your neck stand up as you get the sense that someone is around the corner. So you take in your cautiousness and you're already stealthing, you pull the arrow and get ready. You slowly come around the corner and you see slouched against the wall a naked body lying on the ground. You can see that there is a slice across the throat and multiple stab wounds in the chest. Bald head. You can see that along the arms there are tattoos of infernal runes, which, if just catching around the corner, you'd have Jayquo. You could confirm they're essentially just runes of protection.
Okay. Runes of protection.
Clearly not working that well.
Didn't protect.
But yes, you now have ahead of you at this point 2 doors that are halfway along to the left turning at the far end. You have been told that there is the treasury is to the right of you. Down this corridor that is on your left now, you can see it goes all the way down for about another 50 feet. It goes down to your left, and you can see a doorway down the other end where it kind of has another T section, and the door is essentially at the opposite side of this kind of T-bar. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Still going to the treasury?
Yep, and I'm still keeping the arrow notched.
That's cool. You step forward. You can. So you've got 2 doors now, either side of you, the left one and the right one. The right is suggested to be the treasury. Izzdril is the one leading. Are you going to do anything with said door, or?
What kind of door handle lock situation have we got going on?
Yeah. So the door is made of rivulet iron plates with iron handles and well-oiled hinges. It seems to be it's a very sturdy door, but it doesn't seem to have any lock on it in the first part. It just seems to be a simple kind of like iron door in the side of this kind of walled section.
In which case, then I'm going to whisper, Jayquo, would you mind terribly getting the door for me?
Lovely. Jayquo, you open the door, and you open it and look in to find a bedroom.
This doesn't look like any treasury I've ever seen before.
Maybe the real treasure was the friends we made along the way.
You can see a double bed, and some tables have been set up for like a meeting area to the side and like a writer's desk to the left. On the table in the middle of in the table where the meeting room is to the right of you, there is a small statue which looks to be made of silver, which is a small kind of like fist, like a gauntlet fist jutting up. I would go with the fact that you all are familiar with these sorts of things, so you'd probably recognise this to be the symbol of Torn, the god of war, and would also, just for information that you would already know, Altral was a heavily Torm-based religion that was in the city.
So logic dictates this is probably going to be Krieg's room.
Probably.
You can see, as you're looking in, papers that are on the desk, by the way, to the left.
Oh, yeah, I'll look at them.
That's fine.
Go and look at the papers.
You read letters that you can see there are a couple that, like an envelope that has been filled with previous letters that's kind of hidden in a book, but not very well hidden, as you can see it jutting out. You're not sure if he's done this intentionally or if he's just not thought anyone would come in. But as you pull this open, you see correspondence between himself and Valimra Vanthampur setting up an invite to what was his name, Alder Ravengard, to visit Elturel, and suggesting that this would allow for the city of Baldur's Gate to flourish without its leader's shackles. You also will find a letter that's just written and been thrown to one side that explains that the vault has been moved to the other side of the dungeon to cause any people visiting that don't know the layout of the dungeon to basically get waylaid. So the dungeon, the vault where the treasury would be, is now somewhere further around the dungeon itself.
Super.
Wonderful. So let's gather up all of these notes and letters and things, and let's keep hold of these for evidence.
Something I should note, sorry, that I didn't say. In that the letters, there is a constant reference to a thing called the shield. They keep mentioning the shield is in good protection as well.
Shield is in good protection. What is the shield?
Who knows?
Who knows?
It holds all the agents.
Marvel references recently.
I understood that reference.
I understood that.
Me too.
It took me a minute to go, what? Oh yeah, I do understand.
Oh
I'm
no.
not dumb.
If we're doing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it's all Hal Rider stuff, does that mean I get to be Ghost Rider at some point? That'd be awesome. Anyway,
Yes.
sweet. Ghost Rider bad guy coming up. Anyway.
Right,
Which
so there's
one?
nothing. Ooh.
Let's go classic Johnny Blaze. Because then I don't get in trouble for being like, you can't make that one the bad guy, because that was a younger person who came in to take over the power. And then anyway. Yes.
Plus also just Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. The best,
Yes.
the best, surely.
Sam Elliott was the best Ghost Rider, goddammit. Anyway,
Yes.
please, let's move on.
Anyway, right, yeah.
So
So no
there's
treasury
nothing
here.
else.
So... Great.
Let's try and find this moved treasure room then.
Yeah.
Lovely. So you come back out. So you've now got essentially that corridor leading down, or you can continue down the way that you were coming, which has a left turn as well.
And
Oh,
let's
you've
just go up past the corpse.
Yep.
Okay.
Step over him gently.
So you come out, go back to that kind of intersection, and go down. Then, sorry, just to double check.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the letter said that
Yeah.
it was like further in. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Lovely. So you go back, come down that corridor where the body is. As you're walking down, there is a door to your right along the corridor itself, and then, as I say, further down there is there's an intersection where you imagine essentially there is a square that's going around everything that meets up with the lower part of the cistern where that second room is going off.
We want to try the door on the right, or do we want to continue going on? Can I listen at the door on the right?
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
21.
21. You can't hear anything in here.
Nothing. Can't hear anything in here. Let's keep going.
Should we just...
summoned, killed.
Yeah, let's carry on.
Okay, you carry on down the corridor. You come to the T section. There is a left and right option. Going left would be taking yourself back towards the way you started, but you can see that it actually leads to, on the far end, about another 100 feet or so down the corridor, it actually turns right at the end, so it must have like a little like L shape, if anything. And then you can see to the left of you, it goes all the way along and then back on itself towards the intersection that would have been the left turn earlier.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, I'm trying to geometry my brain.
Yeah, it was not
rooms,
going.
without showing you other rooms, so you've got like you guys have come around a rectangle, which the rectangle surrounds the chapel and the room you were in, and had 3 rooms to the north of it. And then there's a small square on the left of that, which is the corridor you've just come down the right of. So there's a square that goes around that as well. There was a door that goes inside that square to your right as you're coming down. And then the bedroom was to the north of that square, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Do we need to go back and check on that other door?
I unfortunately think we do.
Feel like we do.
No.
Just do it.
Yeah, let's do the same thing as before. You open it, I'll have an hour
Get
already.
ready. Yep.
Which is a really bad map.
Oh.
You are here at the door that was down the end, and then there's the door midway. The bedroom was up here. The chapel was here. That was the room you came out of.
Thank you.
Wait, door at the end?
Yeah, so there's a door at the end of the corridor here that is opposite the corridor itself, sorry. And then there's a door halfway down the corridor. That was the one Jayquo just listened at.
Right.
So there's a door in front of us.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, do we go back
Listen.
first, or do we try that one? Yeah, let's listen first.
Who would like to listen and make me a perception check? Please.
I can listen. We can all listen if we wanted to.
You all just...
Oh, I'm not
like
doing
3 heads.
That's cool.
Hey,
Nope,
take a look on natural 20.
Arrow.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Lovely.
That's 5.
Okay, cool. So, Jayquo, you're listening at this door, and you can hear a hushed voice on the other side of this room.
Okay.
One that sounds to be in mid-conversation with someone, but you can't hear the other side of the conversation. Due to the nature of the door, you can't make out the words, but you can hear like the bass tones of a person speaking.
Okay. I will reiterate this. Does it sound like they're having a conversation with someone I can't hear, or does it sound like they're talking to themselves?
It sounds like they're having a conversation with someone you can't hear.
Okay. Just wanted to
Ascending stone.
Yeah, like something magical.
Something good this way comes.
Try the door whilst I get ready to shoot whoever is in there.
Okay. Ready?
My rapier is in my hand.
Lovely.
Okay.
You open the door, and you start to hear the voice as the door opens. In the room, there are 4 wooden tables with 2 small wooden coffers atop each one. Hanging on the wall opposite the door is a beautiful golden shield.
Shield! They mentioned a shield!
Standing in front of the shield is an old man in plain garments, carrying a lit candlestick. As he turns to face the door, you see his shadow on the far wall doesn't match his form, but appears to be a shadow of a pudgy, horned fiend with small wings.
This is someone in disguise!
You see an elderly man, short and squat, hair balding around the sides, on top, with the hair still around the side, kind of regal looking like vestments, and such hanging off his quite royal / quite religious robes that he's wearing. Big hint, it's Fabius Krieg.
Oh, thanks. Didn't have to waste time going, who are you?
At this
Just
point,
no.
At this point, he will step back towards the shield, kind of protecting it. What do you want?
Just curious.
You have tortured me enough. I have been a prisoner for weeks here.
Then if you have been a prisoner for weeks here, you would understand that clearly we are not your supposed captors.
Make an insight check.
I was say, can I do an insight check, please?
Both can, yeah.
I'm not big on the old insight. That's only gonna be a 12.
12.
I have advantage.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. I got a natural 1, so even though I have +6, that's rubbish.
Non-natural 20.
Lovely. Jayquo, you're still focusing on the fact that his shadow looks different to him. It's very weird and confusing you. You're trying to think, is there a spell that's probably running over him? But you can't seem to focus on it. With Izzdril, you are very much, I'm not giving information over here, but at the same time, I'm just taking everything that you're saying at face value. So I have not got any kind of like, if I let loose of this arrow, I have no conscience problems. And then for Trezora, who you're taking the moment and allowing this kind of information to pass over, you remember earlier that Frustwell told you that this man came here as a guest and was actively here under his mother's invite. You can also see the very quick cogs behind the eyes as he is obviously trying to think of the next thing to say to make it sound believable. As you kind of watch his kind of like tongue stutter a little bit, and then he kind of go, yeah, well, you all change. Sometimes you're wearing the uniform, and sometimes you're not. And I've just been here waiting for my trusted friend Ravengard to return.
You mean the Raven Guard, which you speak of in the letters here, and your plot to have them captured? The same friend?
He starts to visibly sweat and panics, steps forward and goes, listen, I had nothing to do with this. I was just, I was overpowered by the Vanthampur family, and I have been trying my hardest to keep everyone safe. And he kind of brings his hands up forward, ready for kind of like prostration, and like, take me in and take me to whoever you're working for. They can deal with us, and they can deal with what she has been doing. I am unfortunately a victim of circumstance.
I have a question. What's going on with this? And he gestures to the shadow, not matching the actual person.
It is at this point, as you point to the shadow and he looks at it, that he will essentially take this as a chance to try flee, and he will try to push through the doors. If you try to restrain him, make strength checks for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not restraining him with my arms.
You are welcome to loose.
Yeah, I want to aim for the leg.
Yeah, go for it.
Can I do like one of those like Lara Croft style swivel kick out the legs to try and trip him up thing?
Yeah. I can see a nice face going on with our archer. What's going on?
I crit.
Yeah! Right, so we'll go for roll for attack with your kick, Lara Croft. And we'll roll this damage here. what's Jayquo doing once these things are being rolled up?
Jayquo's cast Mage Hand, so the Mage Hand has just appeared in front of the man's face as like a stop thing,
That's fine.
in the hope that it's just a bit weird enough to make him not run past it.
That's fine. How's the damage looking?
17 piercing damage.
17 piercing damage. Lovely. And how is the kick?
I rolled a non-natural 20,
Okay, so that'll
and it's
hit.
just automatically 3.
Lovely. So, between the two of
He's
you,
got very
as
bruised ankles.
between the two of you, as you let loose the arrow, it slams into his calf, and then following that, you hear the snap of bone as Too Much at one leg takes the leg from underneath him, and then the hand also distracts him, just pushing him backwards. He lands on his head and is knocked out with the blow to the back of the head. You have an unconscious Fabius Krieg in front of you, and a room full of, I believe, if I pull my information rightly, full of coffers and a shield on the wall.
Yeah, let's open all the boxes.
I want to know more about the shield.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, we kind of don't do money, do we? So if Jayquo's just starting like taking that cash, we're not even going to be phased by that.
Before Jayquo takes it, and as you all step in, I need to describe these things properly. So you two both stepping towards the shield, and Jayquo, you seeing this, will dart towards these coffers. The chests are all designed in a very luxurious way. There is a reason why I'm saying this, because they are not your typical designed chests that are seen on the material plane. None of them are mimics, none of them are going to attack you, but all of them have dragon's claws as feet, and each of them in turn are made that they look like they are made of scales. Each side is a different colour, so the white, black, green, and blue each side of the chest.
No.
And the lid is red.
This is bad,
Okay.
right? This is bad.
Can I religion this
Intervene.
a second, please?
I'll say with advantage because you are in the midst of stuff which seems to be heavily related.
Yep. Because I'm gonna want to stop you.
Jayquo's literally sending the
15.
Mage Hand to start opening the first one.
15.
15, lovely. You immediately see these as specifically chests used by dragon cultists to a certain god, or goddess,
Yeah.
excuse me, which ties in nicely because everyone is familiar with the fact that there is an island in the centre of Avernus that is known as Tiamat's Island.
Yeah.
I've said it 1,000 times that you can choose your bad guy with this game.
Jayquo. I believe that this may be tribute to Tiamat.
Is that
Something-
is that are they booby trapped? Are we gonna die?
Um,
Even if I open them with Mage Hand?
I don't.
They all
Dragons
appear to be
know
open.
their treasure.
Uh-huh.
I think we could safely assume that the goddess of dragons would definitely know her treasure and who possesses it.
So
The shield, on the other hand, looks nice.
Wouldn't take kindly.
It will be a part here where I'll bring in a little bit that was kind of missed off the back of because at the end of the Dungeon of the Dead 3, you guys would have learnt this. I'm going to tie this in as information that you two would get, which led to you coming south. Part of the information that you were told was that Tiamat had sent cultists because someone had stolen from her hoard. Just laying that information out.
what if this is the stuff that was stolen from the Horde? Can we return it to Tiamat and win favour with a dragon?
I
mean,
wouldn't
I'm just-
stop you currying favour with a five-headed god.
I definitely would rather curry favour with a god
Yes.
by returning that. treasure.
Might not be a bad idea
Because
if we can carry it all to take to her.
You can then just be like, got your treasure, got what was stolen. We're nice.
Lovely. What I will say is, as you're looking at this, Jayquo, you do notice off in the corner is one box that is just a typical chest. As you're kind of looking over them, in that kind of like, oh, but come on. You do notice one chest is a simple wooden chest with like iron banding around it.
Is it unlocked?
It is also unlocked. All of them seem to be open. You can see what's in each of them.
Okay.
You would see that each chest for Tiamat's hoard is a collection of bags of gold pieces. You're not sure how much is in each bag and how much would be totaled in. You can see spilling out of a couple of bags in each of them there are gold coins. And one of them has a dagger sat on top in a very kind of like beautifully crafted case.
Is that the daggers on top of one of the dragon boxes?
Yes. However, on the chest that you walk over and just kind of like half-heartedly just look and go, oh, come on, and then you open that one, there are several bags full of platinum. Specifically, you take a quick moment and being a bard who's quick with numbers and stuff, work out about 100 platinum is in this, which is about, it's 10 gold to a platinum, so you're working about 1,000 gold in this.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, 1,000 gold in this chase.
Yeah.
Chest
Times it by
alone.
10. Well, we could take this one, right? And he just sends Mage Hand over to the boring-looking box. Just uses the hand to like pick out bags.
Yes, if you want those bags, by all means.
We will come over to our siblings who are looking at the shield. I need to know some information quickly. Okay, cool. Could you both roll Arcana checks for me, or Arcane checks for me, please?
Sure.
9, so not great.
9, that's fine.
If it's not a magical arrow, I don't know what it is.
8. That's fine. Between the two of you, you can sense there's something about this shield. There is some sort of energy coming off it, which explains why in the back of your heads you both hear, hello, I'm terribly sorry to be rude and interrupting your altercations with the fat guy, but are you here to take me away from this nightmare? Because I am quite ready to stop. I'm in the shield. Sorry, that should have been explained. I'm trapped in the shield.
You're trapped in the shield?
Yes, I am a spirit. I was when I died, my spirit was inlaid into the shield as part of my trials, so I could assist any person that carried my shield thereafter. My name is Gargoth. Apologies for the intrusion again. Are you here to stop this nightmare? These people have been trying to summon demons and devils, and I can't do anything hanging on a wall.
Well, we certainly want to stop them.
I would agree, yes. Trish, should we be taking the shield with us?
Well, they definitely mentioned that they wanted to keep it safe, so it would definitely be to our advantage to take it away from. Perhaps.
What kind of shield are we talking?
So it is. Let me just pull up information about this shield for you. Shield. There it is. So it's a nice, fancy metal shield. It's kind of like your typical kind of large kind of shield shaped, so it kind of larger at the top and comes down into like an arrowhead, if you will, at the bottom.
Okay.
It's scrawled. It looks essentially, in a weird way, as you look at this, the decal of it makes it look like the central head of a beholder. There's a large circle in the middle and loads of like writhing snakes and tendrils coming off it, which has a large jaw underneath, and there's kind of like spikes at the top.
Okay, I may live to regret this, but take the shield
Take the
off
shield.
the wall.
Excellent. Nothing happens. You get the sense that as you touch it, you get the sense that there is a part of this that requires attunement to fully use it. But you, whilst holding it, you'll get a +2 bonus to AC and a resistance to fire damage.
Are any of us really shield users?
I mean, I have the ability to use them. Probably wouldn't be a bad thing for me to have.
Good.
Anyone else would rather have it, please
It's
do.
not really going to work with me now. I was happy to just carry it around on my back if needed.
You hear the voice as you've taken it down. It feels much nicer to not be hanging on that. May I advise that, essentially, not to give you a quest already, but my body lays in Avernus. If you were to return my shield to my body, I should be able to return to full power and assist you in dealing with these problems. And now only you can hear this, Izzdril.
The shield, Gargoth, is saying that his body lies in Avernus. If we take the shield to Avernus, then he can come back to, and I quote, full power. So this is staying on my back until I can decide whether or not this thing is meaning any harm.
Agreed.
If you
After
cause us
having-
any issues, we will put you back on the wall.
Understandably.
After having overheard some of this, can I do insight on the shield?
I would say you'd have insight at disadvantage because you're not hearing the exact words, but with the information that's being passed along, you're welcome to try insight. What's being said?
Disadvantage.
Yeah.
Advantage, yeah. That is unnatural 20.
Cool. No, Dad.
That's with disadvantage.
Yeah, no. Fucker. Emma,
Sorry.
or Jayquo, you're an intelligent person who uses a lot of spells. One thing you do know is an enchantment or a blending of an item to a spell affects the image and way the spell, the item works. The fact that this shield looks gnarly and demonic means that the soul in this thing is not good.
Yes.
And would potentially need to take everything it said very carefully. That's what you get from your insight.
Yes. I want to say that to them, but I also don't want the shield to overhear. I'm not sure if I say anything out loud about it. It's clearly sentient to a degree. I'm going to overhear it. Can it read?
Who
I
knows?
was to write something down.
Who knows? It does seem to have an eye in the center of it, like not an actual eye, but like it has an engraved eye in the center of the shield.
It's currently on Izzdril's back.
Yes.
Pointing the other way.
Yes. If I could turn, it can't see me writing, and show it to the other two. Basically, what you just said, that I don't think it's good. It's got evil to it. Yeah, I'll write down. Shield is evil. Don't trust it. We'll just write those.
Cool. I'll just nod. I suppose we should also figure out what exactly we are doing with Krieg. Personally, I think keeping him alive as a prisoner might be a better shout.
Just a reminder, because it's been a few episodes, you're aware the Flaming Fist of Baldur's Gate are coming here with a formal warrant to arrest anyone. So if you wanted to leave him in a state of collection, if you will, you would be able to.
Yes. That would be my plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can like tie him up and leave him in the room if you would like, sort of thing.
Yeah, let's hog tie him.
Nice.
Do it.
Nice. You hog tie him. You leave him in the room. Nobody touches the dragon horde. That's for another campaign, obviously. The Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Yeah. We're gonna mash up too. I love it.
Anyway, lovely. And with that, we'll wrap up here, as you have collected my shield. You have a couple of rooms still left in the dungeon to have a look around, so we'll see what happens here next episode. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you just very much for keeping up with us. And for these guys, thank you very much for playing. Thank you very much for joining us on this madness, because it's always nice to see you all enjoying it. It genuinely makes me feel a little bit like serotonin when I see AJ comment on things and going, "Oh, I didn't realise this week." And I'm like, "Oh, that's nice." Anyway, so yeah,
It really is. It's a good day when we see people commenting and interacting with us. If you are silently watching in the background, we're not scary. I
mean, we can see that you're viewing and we can see your listener numbers, so we know you're there.
Appreciate you too,
and we still appreciate you.
We do.
Yes.
The fact that you're there listening or watching still triggers that serotonin. It was just an example. And also, he gets a shout out, and then he will not hurt me for what happened 2 episodes ago. Hopefully, right? Sorry, AJ. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share us with everyone. Share us with people you don't want to be missing out on D&D content. They're the best people to share us with. It's D&D. Anyway, bye for now. Everyone say bye.
Bye.
Bye.